Okay, so you have seen a lot of examples for switch statement, switch case statement. Okay, so now we have another example. So basically for this particular example, the user will enter a code, okay, as you can see here. So the code, okay, I want to change the code a bit. Instead of using 1, 2, and 3, I want to use code like maybe if they key in 7, they have to do certain things. If they key in 3, they have to do something. And if they key in, let's say 9, they have to do something else, okay? So basically, if they key in 7, they have to ask 2 numbers from the user, and then they have to display the result of the addition of both numbers. Okay, that means you ask x and y, and then display the result of x plus y. This will happen if they enter 7. If they enter 3, you have to ask the user for the radius of a circle, and you have to calculate the area of the circle, meaning pi r squared, okay, using that formula. If they entered 9 as the code, they have to display program terminating. That's it, finish. Okay, so how do we actually decide what to do using a switch case statement based on the code that the user have entered? All right, so let's go to our code now. Okay, so this is a fresh piece of code. Basically, what we have is the code is in number format. So 7, 3, and 9. All right. So I think I'll use integer for the code. All right, integer code. Okay. So for now, I'm going to just leave it as it is. For now, equals to 0, whereby I don't have the code yet. So we do need to have other variables, okay, for this particular example, but I don't know yet, okay, what kind of variable that we are going to use. So I'm going to leave it blank first. So straight away, I'm going to ask the user, enter the code that they prefer. So printf, enter selection, okay, let's say. So meaning they have to decide on which one they want. Okay, scanf. So because it is integer, I have to put %d and then comma, and I have to keep it somewhere. That's why I got ready this particular variable. So I put ampersand code. All right. It can be anything. If you feel that you don't want to use this particular variable name, you can use other things. Okay, let's change this. Let's change it to choice. Okay, so if I change the variable name to choice, that means here I need to change as well. Okay, choice, semicolon. All right, so now I have the choice that the user have made. So I have to decide. I have to decide whether is it 7, 3, or 9. Okay, so what I can do is I can use my switch statement to make my decision. So what am I checking? I'm checking the user's choice. All right, so there's a few choices. There's 3 choices actually, 7, 9, and 3. So I have case 7. If the case is 7, what do I need to do? I need to ask the user to enter 2 numbers. Enter 2 numbers. So here, what I will do is, I will take it one shot. Okay, meaning I want to cut short the length of my code. So using one scanf, okay, using one scanf, I'm going to take 2 values. So assuming that x and y are both integers, I'm going to use placeholder d. Okay, so I have 2. So 1 is for my num1, the other one is for num2. Alright, so I can do it this way. One shot, I can take two values. So what happens after I have taken these two values? I have to calculate the total, which is the result. So result equals to num1 plus with num2. And now I have to print the result. Printf the result. Sorry, maybe we use a different word. Answer is, so integer plus integer, you'll definitely get another integer. So I need %d as the placeholder. So what are you going to display here is actually the result. So I can put here comma result. So basically I've done for my first case. This is my first case. So once I've completed, I can put break, meaning stop. I have finished if the user chose 7 as the choice. Okay, so now if let's say the user did not choose 7, let's say they choose 9. Okay, if they choose 3, let's follow the sequence. It is actually 3. Okay, if they choose 3, I'm supposed to take radius from the user and calculate the area of a circle. So what should I do? Printf, enter the radius. Okay, so the user will key in the radius. So radius is a measurement. So f, which is float, is more suitable. So I'm going to keep it in red. So I have my radius now. I can calculate my area. So what's the formula? Area equals to pi. Pi multiplied with radius multiplied with radius. Pi r squared. Okay, pi radius squared. So this is pi. I'm going to set this as a constant. Okay, let's go up. Now here I'm going to use const. I'm using this keyword. Okay, pi is a float. What is the name that I use? Pi. Yeah? So here I must use pi equals to 3.142. This is another way to set constant value. Remember, constant are values that doesn't change. Okay, so I have declared my pi. Once I've done the formula, I can printf my area. Area is, so everything is a float value. Okay, so definitely your area will be float as well because measurement, right? So I can put the placeholder as f, but to make it nicer, I'm going to set it to 2 decimal places. So I need 0.2. What am I going to display here? It's the area variable. Okay, so whatever answer that I get here will be displayed here. Now, finish. Once I've settled everything for the case, I can put break. Okay, now for the last case. The last case is actually case 9, whereby the only thing that I need to do is to display program terminating. I'm just going to copy this. Straight away, there's no input, there's no formula. It's just a message to the user. So printf, and I'm going to display this, and semicolon and break. Done. If let's say the user put in a different value, I can put printf invalid choice. Okay, done. This is my switch case statement that caters for case 7, 3 and 9. The rest will go under default. Alright. So I have used a lot of variables here which I have not declared. So now I'm going to declare one by one. So based on my scenario for case 7, I have num1, num2 and result. Num1, 0, num2, 0 and result will be 0. And then for my second case, which is case 3, I have radius, I have area. Those are float. Okay, so I put under float, radius, don't know yet at the beginning, area, don't know yet at the beginning. Okay, done. So I only use 2 variables here, and then I use 3 variables over here. The last one, there's no variables because I'm just giving a message, right? So let's save this and compile and run. Let's say the user enter 8. 8 is not part of the case. We only have 7, 3 and 9. So 8 will go under default and you can see invalid choice. Okay. So now let's run again. Let's put 3. Okay. If I put 3 by right, it should go to case number 3. So the system should ask me for radius. There, as you can see right, enter the radius. Okay, let's put 2.5, enter. So the area will be 19.64 based on the formula that is written under this case. Okay, so basically this is how you can utilize a switch case statement, and you can the cases can be totally different. Can you see that this particular case, right, is related to addition? So everything I can do here. This particular case is related to calculating area, which is different from the first case. So I do whatever that I need, I do it here straight away. Once I'm satisfied, I've done everything, I just stop by having a break. This break is being used so that this case will not clash with the other cases. Okay, so you need to use break to stop the case once it is done. So I'm going to show you the codes again from top. We have the pi value as constant. We have our variables. And then we have our input. In this case, there's only one input. And then based on the input, we check using a switch case statement. This is the checking part, and the program ends there. Alright, it's a very simple example, and I hope you can understand.